But it starts with city government and the police must connect to the community more than just policing their way out of this problem. I've studied this. It may not look like much. It's a collection of 15 years, right? And in it, you'll see, I think it's over there, top law enforcement meets on the gang problem, gangs taking over the city. How are we gonna disarm Paterson? These articles are from 2002, 2005, 2009, 2010, 2012. It's 2014 and we're still doing the same thing. I commend those who get out there like Ceasefire and do the peace march. 150 people showed up. It's 150,000 people in Paterson. 150 people is good and their purpose is right. And I commend them and I pray for them. But in a city of 150,000, can we get like 10,000 people on this street and really make an impact and walk through this community and let them hear that? Hear the sound of 10,000 voices saying, stop the violence. You understand? You got to upgrade this. We got to upgrade this thing, man. We got to try different things. And I'm going to tell you something. It saddens me a little bit, but I know I'm going to do my part. I know Rob going to do his part. Zelly going to do his part. Bilal going to do his part. Rashawn going to do his part. Frank Flip going to do his part. Jamal going to do his part, right? But we got to work smarter. It's said to work smarter, not harder. You can't get out there and chase your tail. You're not going to get out there, march one day, and think them boys are going to change. I read an article somewhere around here, and a young girl, the boy that was killed on Rosa Parks and Hamilton Ave, and the young girl was his sister. And she said, my brother was just trying to change his life. She said, you know, the rallies are good, the marches are good, but it ain't enough. This is her words, not mine. I just happen to read it. But I have to take that and be like, wow, man, it really ain't. Like, we got to attack this thing a whole nother way, and we need to bridge the gap between city government and the streets. I'm not saying we need some form of liaison or street czar, you understand? But take the Chicago, anybody watch Chicagoland? Chicagoland on CNN? Nobody saw that? Wow. It's a really good series. I suggest y'all Google that because I didn't make it through one episode without crying. Not one. Out of like 7, 8 episodes. By the end of every episode, I was in it, baby in my life. I'll be in there booing. Chicago. They shoot and kill people 45, 36 at a time. When you see the desperation and these little kids who just want to go to school, man, they can't even walk to the schoolhouse without getting shot at. You understand? This is something, and if you don't have the compassion for that, if you don't feel something in your heart for little babies crying, you got the little babies on the megaphone, like, stop the shooting. I mean, it's like a 7-year-old voice. You're telling me that's not gonna tug at your heart? You understand? You're gonna sit like, damn, I gotta do something about this. But too many of us, we sweep it under the rug. That's somebody else's problem. It's not somebody else's problem because it's gonna be your problem eventually. I bet everybody learning now. Ain't nowhere in Paterson safe. Not a damn street in this town is free of bullets. We got gunshots on a daily basis. You understand? So I say all that to say this. It's time for a new approach. It's time for smarter thinking. It's time for better education. And it's time for the community, and particularly city government, to begin to work with these streets to bring along a change. Because at least I can say in Chicago, see these police here, when I released that book, Mayor Jones sat down with me for 40 minutes back in 2010. I showed him this book. Listen, man, I wrote a book. Here. Yeah. He didn't pay me up front. he said, I'll take it. I'll take a look at it. You know, I'll take a look at it, young man. It's 2010, right? Next thing I know, I get a call. The mayor like to sit with you. Whoa, damn. And then he brought me to his office and we had a 40-minute conversation. This is back in 2010, and we're talking about the book, reading through the book, and I'm explaining to him what I think could help the city, peace treaties and ceasefires and so on and so forth. And I just was honored. I also took the book, another man who supported the book. Oh, after our meeting, he paid for it. After our meeting, he paid for it. After he was like, okay, this guy's, you know, he's all right. Here's your $20, right? The police director, Glenn Brown, he's had this book since 2010. He also had me in his office, sat me down, we talked about it, we went through it, discussed some things. Hey, if you need me, I'm here. Here's my card. I can't say I've gotten a call from many of these people in regards to helping the city or doing something for them. Thank God for the program that I work for in New York, Share for Life, that keeps me working, you know, learning as much as I teach, right? But somewhere, Paterson is dropping the ball. You understand? Paterson needs to look at LA. Paterson needs to look at Chicago, because Paterson is those cities. You understand? And city government has to begin to work with these gang members. I ain't saying give them a free pass. Killers deserve to be in jail. You understand? But I'm saying it's another way we could bring peace if we find some understanding. And we're not going to get that until we understand each other, and that's the problem. I show my book to so many people. I've been so many places. Some people look at it, how I became a blood member, and they're cringe. Oh my God, I don't want to know about that stuff. What do you mean? You know what I mean? But I say to myself, you're not going to overcome this thing if you don't learn about it. You can't be scared of it, man. I'm about to wrap this up. I got 2, maybe 3 things. The first thing, even myself as an ex-gang member who travels through the street, and maybe I just want to chill with my friends in front of their house and have a beer. And we're in front of the house having a beer, and you got these young boys walking through, hoodies, hands all in there. Like, even if they ain't up to something, they look like they up to something. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I do? I'll be like, look, I ain't gonna be nobody's patsy, you understand? So they come walking past me with all their hands in the hoodie. I'll back up against the wall and put my hands in my pocket. What's good? You gonna bust a move, we all gonna bust a move. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't talking tough, I'm telling you the truth. You show these boys, they could be 12 years old, they looking for the fear. When I go teach a class, they look at me in my eyes harder than a grown man. Like, where you at? He gonna break? He a punk? Is he real? Let me see, let me see, let me see. You feel me? And then they look and they see it, and they're like, nah, he real. So the next time I come back, they're like, all right, Mr. Moon, hey, let's learn. You understand? But they sniffing you out, man. You give them fear, Rob, run right through you. They're gonna put that gun in your head. Give me your money. You understand? But you show them, I'm militant. I'm on point. You're gonna go for this money. You understand? It's gonna be, you know, I'm not saying I want the community to become vigilantes. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you can't be no punk. You understand? You can't be scared in the face of this crisis. Most people ask me, this book been out since 2010. They say, Dasu, how did you write this book and you're still alive? Why haven't the Bloods killed you? Because I really did it. There's not one person in this city or the East Coast, New York, for that fact that can say, Dasu not real. There ain't one, because I did it. You understand? In my early days, I did what I had to do. I put my work in. You understand? I ran the game. You understand? Ran it, and ran it well. You understand? If I still wanted to do it, I could do it now, but I choose not to. I want my people to live righteous. I tell my people, love your family, go to work, enjoy life, bro. You want to be a blood? Be a blood. Be a blood in your heart. You ain't got to do it on the street corner. You ain't got to kill nobody. Are there always going to be gang members? Unfortunately, yes, they are. But we don't have to be psycho killers. We don't got to shoot at everything that moves. I miss when you could just go chill in Paterson and not worry about being shot. Even me. You understand? Remember we could just, you could even cruise through Paterson at like 3, 4 in the morning after come from the club and go ride through a couple blocks. Hey, what's up? Jump out, say what's up. Try to do that now. You might not make it home. So we're going to continue to go this way, or we're going to do something about it. So my offer to the community and all y'all that's present, I thank God for your presence. I'm happy to get this off my chest, and I'm happy to do it anytime. Anytime you want to talk to me. You got some kids? Call me. Take my card. Take a book. Either way, you need me, you call me. I'll be there, but I just pray that y'all learn something from what I'm saying to you and what I'm giving to you in these books, because you have to understand what makes us tick. Bloods, Crips, Kings, Nietas, Trennies. You got to understand what makes us tick, what we are taught, and how our minds are warped. Not to mention that these young boys' minds are blown off drugs. This ain't just weed out here no more, people. There's some stuff worse than that psychedelic stuff from the 70s. Put you on your butt. You understand what I'm saying? That's who don't do hard drugs. You know what I'm saying? I never have. I tried dust one time in my life, it damn near killed me. It was 1998. I remember the day. You understand? I was on Governor Street trying to hang with the older heads. They like, yo, we gonna go smoke this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, all right, I'll give it a shot. I'm hitting that thing like it's weed. Man, I took about 2 steps to the left. I couldn't even feel my body anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So my point is, and that was dust. Now they got this Molly, these extreme E-pills, so on and so forth. So they're whacked out on these drugs. They're listening to Chicago gang music. You know, finally got a response from the young people. Why'd you laugh, young man? Tell me, please, please. I said they listening to the Chicago game music, and then you start laughing. You know why you start laughing? Because I'm 100% right. Paterson, being that we are so close to New York, you know, you got Atlanta hip hop, you got West Coast, you got all that. You know what the preferred music on the street of Paterson's is? Chicago gang music.